Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me here for this Making It Rain session through solutions. Let's give people another minute or two to roll in and we'll get started on this 6 month strategy for building a successful and sustainable pipeline. Let's give people a little bit to roll in here, another minute or two to roll in. Good morning, Tamara. Sharon, nice to meet you. Let's see where everyone's at. Yes, Houston. Oh, coming in, Missouri, Chattanooga, Washington, all over the place. Nice. I'm sure everyone that's at EXPCon in Vancouver is probably busy in those great breakout sessions or whatever's on the agenda. But does anyone here just happen to be tuning in from Vancouver? Probably not. You're probably all busy. All those people are probably busy, but just was curious. All right. Another few seconds here and we'll get started. Checking out these comments here. Buffalo, nice. All right. We're 2 minutes past the hour. I'm sure people will continue to roll in, but I'm going to get started here because we've got a lot of great information to roll through on this 6 month strategy for building a sustainable pipeline and how you can do that with making it rain and overall. So let's get started. Without any further ado, my name's Kevin Comisky. I am manager of the Making It Rain program here at EXP and lead gen strategist. So excited to always do great topics and webinars like these. We like to call them master classes or our podcast. So we have so many of these, and I'm so thankful to the solutions team for letting me jump on and have them co-host with me and get so many great agents in here, have a great turnout, but always keep an eye out for our future master classes and podcasts. On this one, let's get right into it. As far as our agenda, perfect. My slides are working here. We are going to jump in, as you might have seen from the description of the podcast and the webinar here. We're going to get in and give you a good sense, initial, high level, slightly detailed overview of what the heck Making It Rain is, as well as our products and offerings. And then we're going to get into that 6 month strategy, the autonomy of a healthy pipeline, conversion strategies, nurturing, resources, how it all weaves into Making It Rain, and how Making It Rain can help you with this, return on investment. And then we will have time for questions at the end. But we are going to keep an eye on questions during the webinar here. And if we are live, so if any questions come in that are on topic, we might take them as we go, but we will definitely save time at the end as well. So we've got a full slate here. And as you probably saw in the description or anything you saw out there, we just might, just maybe, no, I'll tell you for sure, we are definitely going to share a promo code here because we always appreciate everyone that jumps in. So we're going to have a promo code at the end for agents that can use that to sign up for Making It Rain if that's what you'd like to do. I see Jeffrey might be having an audio issue. Can everyone else hear me okay? Can I get a yes or no? Perfect. Seems like we're okay. If there's any issue, let me know. But again, my name is Kevin Comisky. I'm going to have more ways to get in contact with me if you have any questions at all about Making It Rain or lead generation. Sheila's on the team as well. We're your two main points of contact for everything Making It Rain here. So Sheila's in Vancouver right now, but reach out to either of us and I'll have more about our contact information shortly at the end. A little bit more housekeeping here before we jump into it. Anytime we're talking about lead generation or lead conversion, always want to bring up the lead protection toolkit. One of the many great toolkits here at EXP. They've got the Canva toolkit, branding, so many more, so many great working with buyers, working with sellers. There are endless number of great toolkits. One of them is lead protection. This one is essential for anything lead generation. Great FAQs, explanations from Leo and leadership and top agents, copy and paste templates to keep you safe with TCPA regulations. Now, with what we're doing with making it rain and lead generation, we follow these very closely, but always want to make sure that anything with your lead conversion strategies after we get you the leads or anything you're doing on your own for lead generation, you're closely following this lead protection toolkit, exptoolkit.com/lead protection. A great, great resource to keep your pipeline protected. At the end, I'm going to be sharing a ton of great resources. I like, particularly myself, Making It Rain as a whole, we'd like to come with a ton of great tangible resources for you to walk away with. So we're going to have information for you to walk away with when it comes to Making It Rain, as well as topical, what we're talking about here with 6-month pipeline. At the end, I'm going to give you a handout on everything Making It Rain. So everything Making It Rain, you'll have at your fingertips. So just know you'll have a handout at the end here with everything you need to walk away with that you can hold on to. But with Making It Rain, think of it as an umbrella program. Let me see in the chat here. I'm going to keep an eye on the chat box here. How many people with a yes or a no in the chat box? How many people have heard of Making It Rain, or no? How many of you have not? Or maybe throw in there how many of you have heard it a little bit but really have no clue. So just know a little bit. No, let's see what we got here. Yes, somewhat, about the right ratio here that I usually see. Perfect. And I saw a question here while that's coming in. Dino, most of Making It Rain is available in Canada. Yes, most of our offerings are. And I'm going to get to that in a moment. So yes, if you're in Canada, you're not wasting your time sitting here right now, because most of what we do is available in Canada, yes. But what we do, think of Making It Rain as an umbrella program for lead generation and demand generation with multiple different offerings and products to meet your goals, as well as a ton of great helpful resources like webinars like this, like some of the resources I'll be sharing with you shortly. With Making It Rain, buyer leads, seller leads, marketing your brand, pay-per-click advertising done for you. That's the name of the game here. So we are running ads on Google, on Meta, Facebook and Instagram, and other channels, and we'll get more into that, but think PPC lead generation exclusive to EXP agents, because this is an EXP program. Making It Rain is an internal EXP program started by Glenn and team way back, basically when EXP was founded. So it's an EXP program, EXP staff like myself, it's all internal. And the other thing important to remember here is lead generation. I always like to talk about two buckets here: lead generation and referral generation. Lead generation, like Making It Rain, you are purchasing the leads. This is a paid, Making It Rain is a paid program to generate leads, but the leads are yours. When you close them, you keep your commission check. We don't take any extra referral, which can always take a big dent out of your commission there. You're keeping it all, minus anything as far as the split to EXP as a whole. Making It Rain is taking no more. So that's the name of the game here. That's the one avenue you can take, is lead generation. Buy your leads through a source like Making It Rain, work the leads, have processes in place, and keep your entire commission check with no extra 30, 35%, 40% referral that can be a killer. The other is the referral bucket, like Revenos. Go take advantage of Revenos if you're looking for referrals. Usually no entry when it comes to cost there, but so how many people can still hear me here? I think we might be having broadcast issues. It seems fine on my end. Sorry to ask the group again. Is anyone else having issues? Okay, I'm going to keep going because I think plenty of people are hearing us loud and clear here. With referral generation, generally free to get involved, but you are coughing up 30, 25, 30, 35% of your commission check. So there's two routes to go there. We're doing lead generation. That's all you need to know. As far as offerings go, we've got great multiple offerings and I'm going to keep an eye on the chat here. Many of you seem it's fine. We've got 6 offerings here, and 2 of them are new, by the way. So great offerings here. Home search leads. What you might, if you're familiar with Making It Rain, this was the initial program product going way, way back, is home search leads, what we now call home search leads. If you're looking for buyers to fill your pipeline and talk about building a 6-month funnel and system and process and building your pipeline for 6 months plus, home search leads is a great option to get buyers looking for homes in your area, searching on Google. Name of the game here is Google, as you can see in the bottom. People searching for homes for sale on Google and driving them right to your TV Corp, Bold Trail or Lofty website where they're coming through as a lead. And you can really start to generate and fill that pipeline, get leads coming into your CRM. Again, Bold Trail or Lofty on this one with leads directly from home search, from Google search ads. So name of the game there. We're taking the heavy lifting out. That's the one thing I didn't notice. We are taking the heavy lifting out of running complex ads on Google and Facebook that I'm sure many of you have tried. If you even had success launching those, keeping them live and targeting the right audiences and generating enough leads to get a return, it can be such, Google and Meta have not made these systems easy to learn intentionally, in my opinion. Take that heavy lifting off of that so you can be out doing dollar productive activities and selling homes. Let us run these ads. If you're looking for seller leads to fill your pipeline, express offers leads, which is harnessing the power of EXP express offers to generate seller leads. And you can see more information here about pricing and everything, but we're going to dive in more. If you want to know more about these, I've got solutions to learn more. We're kind of staying high level here because we've got great topical information to go over as far as 6-month pipeline goes. If you are looking to market your listings and or generate buyers in general, we've got listing exposure, which helps you get your listings out on Meta, Facebook and Instagram, getting your listings out there to generate leads and market your listing, get showings, show your sellers that you're marketing the home while you can be generating leads at the same time. Flex reach. This one's demand generation. It's not lead generation at its foundation, but you can turn it into lead generation. With Flex reach, because we had so many people and agents asking to market what matters to them, events, open houses, buyers, sellers, market, whatever is important to you, your unique selling propositions. This one is flexible, as you can tell from the name. Flexibly reach your audience with whatever matters most to you. We've given you autonomy on this one to market and help you get out whatever matters most to you. New, we've got seller lead attract and buyer leads from listings. So with seller lead attract, and these are all great ways to fill your pipeline. I mean, talking about foundationally, the topic that we're talking about here is 6-month pipeline. Fill in that pipeline with great resources and leads from these different products that have different niches to meet your goals. If you want to be on Meta and go out and generate seller leads, with seller lead attract, and this is one of the new ones, we're putting out there graphic ads promoting getting a home valuation, getting an equity check. What would you sell your price for? Different seller magnets and hooks. Putting those out there on ads with your face on them, putting those out there to generate and capture seller leads and drive them right into your CRM. So that was a little open-ended too, with different hooks, getting potential sellers to inquire about selling their home and getting them qualified with questions and getting them right over to you into your CRM. Buyer leads from listings is a great option if you are, especially if you don't use Bold Trail or Lofty, to generate buyer leads. We are using carousel ads. So we're putting EXP listings on Facebook, and if anybody inquires about those listings, that they can scroll through right on Facebook and Instagram, they can scroll through active listings and click on any of them and inquire and come through and share information about their buying intentions and motivation. That's we're generating buyer leads off of that one, and again, getting them right into your CRM. So different offerings here and more information to come on those, but just wanted to highlight, again, before we get into the topic of 6 months, show you different ways with Making It Rain we can satisfy your lead generation goals and fill that pipeline. Because how do you build a 6-month sustainable pipeline? Oh, I got a little typo there. How do you build a 6-month sustainable pipeline? You build the framework, and we're going to talk about that framework, and then fill it with leads and referrals. So I know we're talking leads here, but I wanted to add referrals because there's so many great referrals. It kind of goes into that same getting clients, getting leads, getting opportunities in your database. I don't want to leave out referrals and our great programs like Revenos. The conversion curve. I mean, we're going to get into the autonomy here of a healthy 6-month extended compounding pipeline. That is there additional ad spend to your fee? No. So for instance, a lot of those start at $250 a month. That is that monthly fee of $250. So what you see is the monthly membership, Alan. And bear with me just 1 second. Gotta wipe my nose. I hope I'm not coming down with something, but feel good. At least I'll be good for the next 30 minutes here. So while we're doing this. So the conversion curve, excuse me. Digital leads, like we're doing with Making It Rain, triple after the first 90 days of consistent pipeline building and nurturing. So it's really one of those eye-opening stats, and from a great source, MIT. A lot of us have probably read that, at least portions of that MIT lead management study. It's been around for a few years. But working your leads for the first 90 days and consistently will triple your opportunities and conversion rates. So if you've got a conversion rate for internet leads at 2%, going into it, but if you work those leads properly, you can see that triple, go from 2 to 6 or 3 to 9. It's all about that consistency and building that pipeline and nurturing it. And speaking of that, let's look at that pipeline in 6 months. Something to really stay in tune with. Most agents hit that 90-day wall, and this is with Making It Rain or any lead source, really. We don't want to be chasing shiny objects. Don't hit that 90-day wall or even that 2-week wall. We see plenty of agents doing different resources. I've been guilty of it myself. Working leads, signing up for something new, giving it 2 weeks, getting frustrated, let alone 90 days. You've got to stick with anything that you do, and the results will come. Don't hit that 90-day wall. Most agents hit after 90 days. They've generated some leads for whatever they're doing or a marketing service. They've hit that wall at 90 days and they've got some leads, but they give up on it. They stop generating leads and they stop working those leads, which is even worse. Work through. Don't hit that 90-day wall. Work through it because the harvest has not begun. You got to think of this as you're planting a crop, and you're not going to dig it up every 3 days, to start something new. You've got to plant your crop, water it, stay with it, and continue to work it because you got to get to that incubation period, 6 to 12 months. Now we're talking the 6-month pipeline. 6 online leads generally, and we get plenty of leads for Making It Rain. Don't get me wrong, that come in. One of our Rainmakers last week or a few weeks ago was testing a new campaign with Ylopo. I think it was his first lead came in. Joel Husfar. I see a few people from Buffalo here. You might know Joel Husfar in Buffalo. Lead came in. I think it was his first or second lead that came in, and he converted it. He had them in escrow the next day. So great opportunities can come fast, but on average, you need to be prepared. Online leads on average take 16 to 12 months, 6 months to 12 months to close. On average, definitely be shorter. It can be more. But you need to keep that in mind and keep that lead flow going past 3 months because you've got to think of this as an investment into your time, not a cost per lead. And I understand we do definitely cover cost per lead, but you got to think of it as a return on investment. Every lead you're getting is an investment. Then working it from 3 to 6 months is so important. We're going to look at that, how to work those leads, how to generate those leads. When you hit that 6 months towards a year, that's when you start to see that compounding interest. The leads you're buying now, things that you've done, maybe started doing in your business plan at the beginning of the year are going to start coming to fruition here in the next month or two. Things you started now in May, they're going to start really starting to catch action in October and November, and they continue to stack month over month as that ROI compounds as you get more and more leads in. And a great example of that I'll have shortly. But let's just look at some of the math here, some basic math. Let's say you start leads coming in 1 month. I'm being conservative on a lot of these numbers, to be quite honest. You sign up for home search leads, you get 15 leads that first month, which is low end, to be quite honest. You get 45 leads through that first 3 months, maybe get a closing. Definitely likely you can get a closing. If you're working the leads properly, there's a closing in there. At that point, you've maybe spent $750 on leads, and you get that first closing. That, let's average out $12,000 for that GCI on that one closing. So you stuck with it. Maybe month 3 or 4, you got that first closing, starting to see some success. You got through that 3 months. You are seeing some dollars going out the door, but the leads are there. The closings are in those leads. You close one. 6 months. Maybe you add another 1 or 2 closings. Now you've spent $1,500, but you've netted 25. Excuse me. You've grossed from the closings, 2 closings, 24 grand. So you're still very healthy. 22 grand net, very healthy return on investment. Now that incubation period kicks in, you're doing the right things. You're working from 6 months to a year. You close another 2, 3, 4 closings. Now you're starting to see it. Now there's more and more leads coming in, and your funnel is filling up even more and more, and your conversion rate's only going to grow and grow because you're doing the right things, and more leads are constantly being filled into your funnel. You can see how this starts to then compound. So by 2 years, you've got 300 plus leads. You've invested 12,000, and you can see the potential there. Now I'm going to get to some questions here. What's the quality of the leads? We are not pre-screening the leads. This is not referral. That's when it starts to become referral generation. So that's where the cost, the lead conversion, we're going to say is 2, 3, 4, 5%. We have plenty of agents closing at 5, 6, 7, 8% conversion. But that's where working the leads comes into play, and that's what I'm going to get into here. Some of the questions coming in. And I'm going to answer one more question here, and then again, we will save a lot of questions till the end. I just don't want to get caught up in time here. But what's the difference between home search leads and the newly introduced buyer-focused buyer leads from listings on Google and Meta? The 2 main differences are the channel. One is from Google and one is from Facebook. Now we have agents that want different channels. I talk to agents all the time. They're like, home search leads is on Google, right? And they want Google, or they want Facebook. So they're a little bit different in that way. The other major difference is you don't need a CRM, Bullet Trail, or Lofty, or any CRM for that matter, to generate leads with buyer leads from listings, that new offering. So we wanted to create something on a different channel for agents, and also accommodate those agents that might not be using Bullet Trail or Lofty, or any CRM for that matter. Now, how can agents use it? And we will come back and continue to touch on questions here. I'll try and touch on as many as possible as we go here. But how can agents use different MIR products to diversify their lead sources? And that's what I'm going to talk about next. We're not here to say only sign up for Making It Rain, only use Making It Rain as your only lead source. Diversify. So let's say maybe you want to do home search leads. And let's go and try to generate 50 leads per month as your goal. Building a pipeline, you want to diversify. We're here to talk about building a healthy 6-month plus pipeline. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you should only focus on making it rain. It's quite the opposite. You want to diversify. You want to perfect one lead source, one pillar of your business at a time. But let's say, think of it as, what do you want to generate on a monthly basis? Maybe it is that 15, 20 leads. Against it's a little conservative. I like to be on the conservative end. 15 leads from MIR home search leads, or buyer leads from listings. And then you're doing open houses. You're doing revenues and getting a few referrals from them. You're getting a few sphere of influence, repeat customers, whether it's a referral from your sphere or part of your sphere moving. You're doing some social work and not social work. You're getting some social media and getting a few leads from that. Maybe you have another PPC lead generation source. Then maybe you want to have if you have a listing, or you have a team member that has a listing, or some agent that doesn't mind you running advertising for their listing, you want to run a campaign 1 month for listing exposure, or run a campaign for express offers leads and generate some sellers. Let's get to that 50 leads. Another great way to look at building a successful 6-month pipeline is, what are your lead generation and referral generation goals on a month-to-month basis, so you're always getting leads in? Because if you go back to this and you apply, you're generating 50 leads. Whoop, I went ahead here. You're generating 50 leads every month, whether it's from Making It Rain or other resources, and you plug those numbers into forecasting if you're doing the right things, and then these numbers really start to expand. We were just looking at Making It Rain one campaign here. Well, apologies, this is moving a little quick on me. Why do so many agents fail within the first 60 days? Because it is tough. You want that instant gratification, but it all comes through with nurturing those leads. I don't care what you're doing, Making It Rain or anything. Stick with whatever you're doing and think of it as an investment that's going to take some time to return. But if you're doing the right things, there's always, I don't care what your lead source is, open houses, work in your sphere, Making It Rain. If you're doing the right things, you're going to see a return. Where you're not going to see a return is if you're jumping from shiny object to shiny object and not staying with any of your pillars and building strong pillars that hold up the foundation of your business. A great example of this is Jasmina. Staying with it. She's our Rainmaker of the month up there in Vancouver. Staying with it. She's been with it for 9 months, actually a little bit less, but she's now starting. She's got 3 closings, and you can see that return already. She's got 3 closings, GCI of 44 grand, and she's invested 3,000, return of still over 1,300% or 1,300%. Great return there. 41 grand net gain. She's a great story here. Working the leash, she's doing the right things, and she's hitting that incubation. She's passing that incubation phase, really, and getting to that compounding effect. Because I'll tell you, just since she shared this story, she's sent over at least 4 or 5 other hot leads that she's got that are going to inevitable closing. She's got at least 3 to 5 closings from Making It Rain coming up soon. And just as a reference, she's using home search leads. But at least 3 to 5 closing coming up here in the next few months, which is going to even further expedite and grow her return on investment and her net GCI. So just a great story there to show sticking with it. And within her 9 months, she did, I would suggest, that's part of what we say is stick with it. But she did take some time off there for personal reasons. So her 9 months, I would really look at more like 6 months. But nonetheless, what does a sustainable pipeline look like compared to a sporadic one? Sticking with it. I don't care. I don't care if you're using Making It Rain leads or not, really. A sustainable pipeline is one that's constantly being filled with leads. Whether you're paying for them or you're working for them with sweat equity, consistent lead flow is flowing into your pipeline, so your pipeline and your automation and your nurturing can do its job. That's what's next. A sustainable pipeline that is consistent and predictable. You're going to be working the leads fast and nurturing them throughout the course and getting them moved from being cold, or maybe they're warm, hot, moving them through the pipeline. That is the key to a sustainable pipeline and not a sporadic one, is constantly filling that pipeline, working the leads fast, and nurturing them long term. So let's get into strategy there. Great. When it comes to working the leads fast and building that foundation, 5 quick tips here. And I'm going to share the slides. That's a great reference here I forgot to mention. I'm going to be sharing the slides because we're going to start to get into even more pertinent tips and tricks and resources here. So I'm going to be sharing the slides, so you'll have all this. But make sure you've got a push notification. Whatever app you're using for lead generation, have your app on the phone. Have that CRM app on your phone. Bullet Trail, Lofty have great CRMs. So great goal there. Sorry, Kitty cat. Make sure your app is on your phone for your CRM. So you're getting push notifications. You can jump right in the app. Great with speed to lead. Helps you really get in. I mean, if you're out and about, if you've got the app on your phone for whatever CRM you're using, that's going to help you get speed to lead, get right into that lead, look at the information, make that call, etc. Pre-written quick replies. Great tip here that I use myself is text replacement. I don't care what phone you're using, they've all got text replacement. So you can type in one or two little keywords. Like if I just put in KC into my initials into my text messaging or my phone or my email, it automatically types out my email signature. Now that's a simple example, but you can do the same idea and have 3 or 4 templates, 3 to 5, whatever, templates pre-saved in your phone. So if you're out and about showing houses or anything, you can do a quick shortcut and send a nice personal message, maybe weave in 1, 2 other things. So you can send a nice personal text to that new lead without typing something out. You can do something in 2 clicks and do text replacement. If you've got a team and you're out and about, can't get to a lead right away, route it off to a team member or a partner, whatever it might be. Think about that, having that structure in place to pass off a lead and have someone else work it so they can get to it quickly. One-click call. Great apps, you can open it right up and make that call quickly. Callback. Great tool here. It's one of the options if you're not aware of it. When great CRMs like Bold Trail, I know has it. I think Lofty has it too. In addition to getting an email and a text message for a new lead, so you got a new Making It Rain lead coming in and it's hitting your Bold Trail. In addition to text and email, the system, Bold Trail, for instance, will call you. It's an automated phone call and say, hey, Kevin, you've got a new lead, Jane Smith, and a little bit more information about that lead. Do you want to call that lead? Press 1. Boom. I mean, talk about a great nudge for speed to lead is you getting a phone call and all you got to do is press 1 button and you're immediately calling that lead. So speed to lead is huge. A few great tips there to master that. Now let's start talking beyond speed to lead, some other great ideas for 10xing your return, your pipeline, power hours. Take 2 weeks or 2 hours a week to sit there. You should be lead generating every day and calling your leads, but take 2 hours a week at the best time. Used to do this all the time with my team. Sit down on Wednesdays or Thursdays in the afternoon, and that's statistically the best time to make phone calls, Wednesday and Thursday afternoon. Take 2 hours from 3 to 5 and call all your older leads, people you haven't contact for a while, reach out and take 2 weeks, time blocked in your schedule every week, 2 hours, Wednesday and or Thursday, and call all those people. 2 hours invested. If you can get 4, 5, 6 people to come back out of your database and get them from warm to hot or re-engage them, that is a hugely dollar productive activity. LP Mama, scripting. Many of us have heard of this. On every call that you're on, make sure you're getting, going through their motivation, their price, location. Are they working with an agent? Are they pre-qualified or paying cash? And most importantly, ask for that appointment. I am huge on this. It leads to massive success in appointment setting. I mean, my business went through the roof. As soon as I really made the intention of every phone call that I'm on, pushing them through my funnel, building that 6-month funnel, every phone call I'm on, I'm going for that appointment. As soon as I know that consumer, that potential buyer or seller is generally motivated and generally qualified, I don't care if their time frame is 8 months or a year or 2 years, go for that appointment. As soon as you know they're generally motivated, I don't really care what their time frame is, to be quite honest. Get in front of them. Build that rapport. You are just another person on the phone in many cases, unless you get in front of them. And if you are just another person on the phone for a year, you run the risk of them going and working with another agent. But if you can go meet them at Starbucks, at your office, at a listing that you can go show them, at their home, if it's a listing appointment, go get face-to-face, because now you're building that trust where you're not going to lose them over a year if that is their true time frame. Personalized video texts, huge. I mean, I just did another masterclass, my last masterclass, and I'll be sharing the video on that. with another great agent up in British Columbia about video. Do video, put a face to the name, talking about being personalized and not just being another person on the phone. Send a personalized video to new leads. 10 days of pain. Have a great drip campaign in place. 10 days of pain, 10 days of gain, however you want to look at it. Make sure you've got great drip campaigns in place to help you with that nurture. And we've got great drip campaigns that we offer with Making It Rain as well. Time blocking, make it a non-negotiable. Going back to that power hour, that's one aspect, but you need to be lead generating for an hour or two at least every day for your new leads and leads that you've come in over the last week that you have not yet to contact. Use that ISA. So many of these great CRMs have ISA and built-in AI ISAs in the systems. That's that one example that I gave earlier, for instance, with Joel, where his first or second lead came in and he had him in escrow a week later. That lead, that first contact in his Ylopo, and I know Lofty and Bullet Trail do a lot of the same things. That first contact that got him in contact with that lead and an escrow a week later came from AI in that system. So make sure you're utilizing any AI assistance that's in your CRMs. That 80% gap, don't be a victim. 80% of sales are made between the 5th and 12th contact. And that goes back to that 90-day wall. Don't stop. And I can't tell you personally, I track this all the time. How many of my clients, and I'm not active very much anymore because I run the Making It Rain program, but how many of my closings over a lifetime have come from someone that I connected with on the 6th, 7th, 9th phone call, reach out contact that I made. And all you got to do is have systems in place. And automation can help you with that too. Making the phone calls and having a system in place, it helps you get to that. All you got to do, because sometimes it takes that 5th, 6th, 7th phone call to get people at the right day at the right time. And normally, a lot of times, that's all it is. You're calling at different times, different days. You just got to catch them at the right time outside of work and their other responsibilities. But if you stop reaching out, and I talk to way too many agents, and way too many agents that have a 0% conversion rate, unfortunately, it's one of the first questions I ask. What does your call follow-up look like? I make one phone call or I don't make any phone calls. You're missing out on 80% of your potential sales. So, let that sink in and don't miss out on those opportunities because there's so many leads. If you call them in that range, you'll get way more conversion. And you're getting that conversion rate from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6%. And 50% of leads in anyone's database are qualified and ready to buy or sell at some point in the next 6 to 12 months. But if you are not nurturing them over that 6, 12 months and have that pipeline in place, you're missing out, and some other agent's going to get that business if you're not nurturing them. That 50% or a chunk of that 50% is going to go work with a different agent. Last little set, because we're going to start talking motivation here and nurturing, 80-20 rule. When following up and any nurturing that you do, either automated or manual, make sure that 80% of the time you're providing value. Home valuations, equity updates, if it's a seller, new listings, coming soon listings, if it's how you can save them money either as a buyer or seller, value. And the other 20% should be the ask, going for the appointment, being direct in your messaging about going for an appointment or a reply. So just a good note there on how you can structure your follow-up. But some great tips for structure. Some great tips for nurturing. Off-market. And EXP just released that new off-market program for coming soon listings. I need to look into it more myself. I know they're doing an even bigger release in Vancouver right now, really explaining it. I need to become more up to date on it myself, to be quite honest. But Leo's been, really pushing that and being championing that. Great program there. It's one of the best ways. I mean, we're going back a few years here for me, but it's coming back now, is coming soon listings. I would get so much engagement off of teasing new coming soon listings and being able to go out with buyers, especially in a tough market, and find them coming soon things and off market that they're not going to find searching online. It's such a great way to show your value and go be proactive. Webinars. So easy, especially with AI now, to do a webinar series. Have AI generate a webinar series of, for buyers, sellers on an overall buyer webinar series, overall sellers webinar series, or particular, even get more specific on winning a bidding war and webinars. AI can structure these for you, kick out good content, help you put together slides, use Gamma to do your presentation. If you want to do a presentation like this, I didn't use Gamma for my presentation, but I need to get into Gamma. But do a webinar series. Nothing is going to help position you and help nurture a lead, and always stay in front of a lead and let them know that you're an area expert and you're knowledgeable and you're a consultant more than a webinar series. If you're always dripping on them and they're watching that webinar series, you better believe when they are ready, if they're not engaging with you yet, if they're watching those webinars or even parts of them, or even just seeing it come through and knowing that you're doing that and you're that area expert, you better believe you're the one that they're going to call when the time comes. Equity checks, buy versus rent out to all your leads that might be currently renting. And with making a rent, just a quick, because I mentioned the word rent, we don't target any kind of renters with what we're doing, but obviously we don't target rental opportunities with any of our lead generation. We're doing for resale homes, we hardly get any rent. I never hear any agents get any rental leads. But we can get you a lead that is currently a renter looking to buy, just to be clear. But go out to anyone in your database that might be currently renting, trying to buy, and show them and motivate them with those numbers that we've all seen. You can get those from your lender. Keep your vendors, share your vendors. Another thing to keep you top of mind, and as a go-to person for homes, keep that list of plumbers, painters, lenders, all home services, and share that with your database. Again, positioning you as someone that lives in the real estate business every day and's got valuable tools and references and suggestions. Just sold. Anything you're doing in real estate, go out, create that FOMO, go out, that social proof, anything and everything you do, sales, everything, go out to your database and nurture with that. Again, nothing else, along with the webinars, is going to help you position as a neighborhood expert and someone that's in the business every day, than showing that social proof. So never forget to get those testimonials from clients, or just share the general success stories and get that out to your whole database. Unsubscribe and re-engage. Now, some people like this one. I see this one a lot, but in your nurturing, if you get someone at that 9-month mark, maybe after a year, you can send them that breakup email. And I'm gonna have more great texts here and emails, but have your plans changed? If you're not planning to move, I'm going to take you off, out of our file, and it's going to trigger. In a lot of cases, it's going to help you clean up your database. Some people will be like, "Yep, I'm not moving," and some people will be like, "Wait, I'm still here," and re-engage with you. So great engaging topics like that are huge. And speaking of that, it's kind of what we're going to get into next. So we've looked at filling your pipeline, strategies for keeping it healthy, how to think of that 10x nurturing mindset of your database and your lead generation as an investment, not just an expense. Let's get into one of the great resources here, and this might take a second to pop up because it's live, but I'm going to share this with you here, and I'm going to, yes, Don, you might be referencing the coming soon. And just, I need to preface, make sure you're following with any strategies that you're doing. Make sure you're following any state regulation, your broker's rules, always. Webinar resources. So like I said, we want to give out a ton of resources. Sorry, back to the topic on hand here. Great resource here in this handout, and I'm going to go through it, but this is one takeaway that you can have. You're going to have the slides, and you have this great handout here that I'll share in just a moment. Come on, I just need to grab it. And I'm going to share it in the chat box here along with the slides. I'm just going to share the slides right now as well. Oh, perfect. Team shared it. That team oh, this didn't break into two. Oh, that's different. So that team shared. That is our handout for everything making it rain. Our handout particular to this strategy class is what I just shared, and link's gonna pop up there. It should adjust perfectly in. You can open up what I'm going to scroll through right now. So this tangible resource, and I'm going to scroll through here. It's kind of up on the slide here. This looks different on the presentation, but nonetheless, you get the idea and you can open it up yourself. Let me see. I see people popping into it. All right, 11 of you have already popped into it. And I'm actually going to switch here and share this instead. And I'll go back to my slides. Perfect. So in this handout, you've got that 6-month pipeline roadmap that we talked through, but more goals, more foundation, more detail, that the phases to build through, more of that roadmap that you can kind of stick through and add more personal detail to. The daily 5 prospecting checklist, a lot of what we went through: speed the lead, reviving a few leads every single day, connecting with a few people on social media. This is a great goal. If you're prospecting and working 5 new leads every day, reviving a few old leads, connecting with a few new leads on social, doing some administrative work to better nurture your leads every day, if you're doing that, you are going to keep a really healthy database, which is a key to that 6-month sustainable pipeline. Your pipeline is your database, and constantly filling it and doing the daily tasks is huge. Some great prospecting, especially revival. If you're talking about incubation and you've got somebody in that 6-month range, you're gonna have plenty of people that you're working with actively. But you've got to get a few people, revive a few leads, get them back from cold to warm or warm to hot, just generally speaking, their classifications. Some great text scripts. My favorite is the bonus that I threw in here. This one always gets a reply. If I could suggest anyone to take a tidbit and use a script, one of these in particular: hey, Kevin, real quick, I noticed you haven't been taking advantage of the awesome homes I've set over. Did I drop the ball? Just looking, or you're looking for something different. Any way to say, did I drop the ball, is going to get so many responses, because it just engages that guilt a little bit. It's still passive. It's not, I've seen plenty of overly persuasive, aggressive text messages to get a reply. Did I drop the ball? It's perfectly fair to me, not aggressive whatsoever, but it just turns that guilt a little bit. You will get so many people respond that might have been ghosting you a little bit or just unresponsive because they're not ready. So many people will come back with, oh, no, you're good. Thank you for sending the homes. I've just been busy. And so many people will respond and re-engage with you, which is great. And you can rebuild that trust or continue to build that trust. But not only that, they'll share, because they feel a little guilty, they'll share what's been going on with them, which will give you a great way to come in as a consultant. Hey, oh, sorry, you haven't dropped the ball, Kevin. Sorry, so I've been so busy with work and we're starting to think about this move. And you can come in and they're going to give you a reason why they haven't been engaging with you, which then lets you come through as a consultant to help them. So great text scripts, email scripts to help you nurture leads. Last great thing here is the return on investment calculator. We've been talking about this. You can plug in numbers. We're short on time here, but this ROI calculator, I do other classes on this. This is, you can open this and make your own copy of a math behind lead generation calculator. So and you can see, if you make your own copy here, you can open up, do return on investment. If you want to either look at an investment that you've been making and calculate the return on something that you've currently been doing, or if you want to think about making a rain and you kind of forecast your potential return, you can use this calculator. And there's 3 calculators, either doing straight up return on investment, which is a generally easy calculation, but it really helps in terms of real estate here. You plug in a few numbers and it kicks out your potential investment, closings, and potential sales volume and return on investment percentage. The other 2, you can kind of reverse into it. Plug in a few numbers and see what cost per lead. If you have a goal for the amount of business you want to do from a particular lead source or pillar of your business, you can backtrack into what cost per lead you need to hit your goals. Same with how much to invest. Say, I want to hit 5 million in gross volume this year from making it rain. and the cost per lead is 25. A lot of this is pre-filled in. My conversion rate, you can adjust. If you're doing the right things, that conversion rate is 5-6%. And you can say, okay, I need to invest over the course of the year, let's say, if I want to do 5 million in volume from Making It Rain leads, I need to invest over $4,000 over the course of the year. And my potential income, GCI, would be over 100 grand. So a few ways to use this calculator, another tangible tool you can walk away with and utilize. Now, we do this in a spreadsheet because you can make your own copy of this, which some of you probably already have, which is great. You make your own copy. Now you have this to hold on to this. You can come back. It automatically saves as a Google Sheet. We have a return on investment calculator on our website, but with that, if you close the website, it's gone. With this, you've made your own copy, and you can adjust the numbers. You can come back. You can do multiple of these for different sources on different tabs. Come back to it later, and it's all saved. You're not going to lose it. That's why we do this extended version in a nice, easy Google Sheet that you can utilize. I've been doing this using this calculator for years with a few adjustments over time here. But great resources here in that webinar handout. And I shared it in the link, but there's the chat box. So overall, as we wrap up here and I get ready to take questions, start building that 6-month pipeline today and getting leads into it and making it rain. I'm not trying to make a heavy sales pitch here. That's not what we try and do. But to build that pipeline, making it rain is a great source to build that. You can see with Jasmina's stories or other success stories, doing the right things, you can start to build that 6-month pipeline that continues to give for years and years today and really build up your business. Make this a decision for your future. So with that, before we wrap up and take questions here, I promised a promo, of course. So 25% off your April and May invoices if you use intro 25 APR. Now this goes for another week until April 30th. So jot this down and I will share it in the chat box as well. And I will leave this slide up. This is the one thing that's not in the handout because it's exclusive to you joining the class today. So it's not in any of our public handouts or anything, but I just threw it into the chat box. So jot this down, copy and paste it. Intro 25 APR for 25% off your April and May invoices for any campaign you might sign up for with Making It Rain. And you can use this up to 3 campaigns. Let's say you wanted to get right into it, sign up for home search leads, you wanted to market a listing with listing exposure, and you wanted to do some seller leads with express offers leads, you can use this promo code 3 times for 3 campaigns for 25% off your April and May invoices. Now we're running up on time here, and I gave a higher level intro to Making It Rain because we had to get into the topical 6-month pipeline strategy and all those tips and tricks. If you want to know even more about Making It Rain, we are doing an in-depth where we really go live through a sign up. We look at the different products in depth. We go through what's coming up soon, new features. We really dive into everything in depth in our monthly lead storm. If you want to RSVP for that and get into more Making It Rain, you can do that in a live class, or we've also got pre-recorded on-demand classes that are super easy for you to catch in that Making It Rain handout that Teen shared, where you can, on your own time, learn more about everything Making It Rain in depth. How to reach us. And I'll take questions here if people want to start dropping in questions. Email us at makingitrain@exprealty.com. Message myself or Sheila on EXP Hub or Slack. We have a great AI chat that you can chat with on our website. If all else fails, you forget my name or Sheila's name, or you forget all of our contact information, and I suggest this for anything EXP. If you forget how to get in contact with anybody, just jump in the EXP world. Go to that info desk as soon as you jump in, or go to tech support lobby, or go to the solutions room, or go to our Making It Rain office, and they'll all point you in our direction to chat with us. two important websites to learn more, or if you want to get into Making It Rain and sign up, we've got our dashboard, and I'm going to share the links to those. Or actually, they're in the handout. So Teen shared the handout again here. I'm actually going to scroll over, and I'm going to look at this handout because this is the last thing that I'll share, is the handout, because this is important. This is the Making It Rain handout with everything you need it to learn more. If you want to know more about Making It Rain, we've got our general information site. If you want to log into your Making It Rain account, every EXP agent's got your Making It Rain account, whether you know it or not. You can jump into your Making It Rain dashboard and get started. You can get more information about all of our current offerings through on-demand courses or info pages and step-by-steps on signing up. I saw a question about our drip campaigns. Our drip campaigns are in here, and resources are in the handout. Our calendar, our calculator that I just shared with you is always on here as well. Tutorials, toolkits, previous recorded webinars and sessions in here, our script book, everything in our handout that Teen shared, everything you need in here, including, again, how to reach out to myself and Sheila, is in this handout. So hold on to that link that Teen shared. Save it, bookmark it, copy and paste it somewhere. This handout is the perfect thing to hold on to and always be able to come back to. Questions? I'm going to go back here. Feel free to open up your mic if that's possible, or I'm not sure if it's possible in this StreamYard because there's a little bit of a delay, I believe. But I'm going to come back here and answer questions. So if anyone's got questions, feel free to throw them in here. Tiara, would you recommend this for new agents that haven't made their first deal yet? That's a great question. You might want to start with, to be honest, maybe Revenos or something. Really here is the bigger question is, can you apply yourself to learning how to work leads? You might not have that much experience, getting on the phone, calling leads, following up with leads, but you can learn that quickly. We've got great classes. So before maybe paying for anything like Making It Rain, ramp up your skills. You want to not hit that level at a low conversion rate. You want to get ready to hit the ground running with a good conversion rate by being scripted and everything. So catch some of our classes and recordings on some of those topics. But if you are set, you're scripted, you're ready to go, you can start getting leads in and know how to properly work them and work with buyers and sellers, then yes, this is great because you might not have a sphere, you don't have previous clients if you're a new agent. So in that way, Making It Rain and online lead generation is great because you don't need to rely on a sphere or previous clients. You can start getting leads in right away for you to start working. But just be ready to work them, and we've got tons of training to help you do that. Colorado. Canada. Our pricing is quoted in US. Great question, Dave. Our prices are quoted. If you log in, you're Making It Rain dashboard, or you're on our website, all of our prices are quoted. Like when you check out, it's super clear that it's in US dollars. So you just need to make that conversion separately. We don't do that live, but just know that all prices are quoted in US dollars. Are any of these features included in our basic monthly dues? So none of the lead generation, Didi, none of the lead generation, because these are paid campaigns. So it's paid campaigns that we're running. So it's not the campaigns themselves, and purchasing the leads and running a campaign is not included in any of your cloud brokerage fee or anything, no. But a lot of our resources, like our webinars, because we want to get you built up and utilizing our resources and scripting. So utilize any of our resources to help you build up and develop a marketing budget that you can reinvest in Making It Rain. But it is not included in any of your brokerage fees, no. Marcella, so going back, let me go back in my slides here. I'll figure out the easiest, quickest way to do this. So some of our products are month to month. and it's very clear when you sign up and in all the information beforehand. A lot of our products are month to month, and some of them are fixed term, like listing exposure and flex reach. DD. Yes, if you're overwhelmed, we definitely like to help agents with that. So if you're overwhelmed, feel free to reach out to me and we can schedule a time to chat. Marty, why use Make It Rain instead of running my own ads on PPC? I'm gonna be completely clear. I mean, there's a high learning curve, and Marty, if you're familiar with running PPC and Meta ads and Google ads, more power to you. But it is quite, even if you run your own, I'm sure you would agree, it's quite complicated. So many settings, so many things to understand to properly run campaigns, let alone not have Facebook take that campaign down. I'm sure we've all run into that where campaigns we're making, especially Facebook has stopped your Facebook account or shut it down, let alone the campaign you're running. It is a high learning curve to learn how to run effectively PPC ads. So if you take the time to do that effectively, and manage it every day ongoingly, more power to you. But really, that's not in the wheelhouse for many, many agents. And even if it is, you should be out doing other dollar productive activities. So Marty, if you want to run it on your own, go ahead. But for those agents that just want it plug and play, that's where we come in. Where can I find the slide on the campaign options and pricing? I will share the slides again here. Let me come to my links here and share the slides. So everyone has the slides as promised. There are the slides, so you can go check out the pricing on those slides. I forget. Dave Holt. Dave, how many leads to obtain one deal? I wish I had the magic answer there, but like I said, I hear plenty of agents like that one example I gave twice with Joel, where the second lead came in, he got into escrow. Sometimes it might take 3 months. So that's why we're talking, sticking with it through that 90-day wall. Sometimes it takes building that pipeline through and getting 40, 50 leads or more to start to see get a few people in your car and potentially in escrow. So it could take 3 months, 4 months if you're working leads properly, but there's no magic, exact number there or any guarantee that I can give, to be quite honest. If you're doing the right things though, you should start to see multiple hot leads, clients within the first 3 months and maybe an escrow or two. 100 leads, if you're doing the right things, all I can say is if you're doing the right things, you should have a higher conversion rate than 1% and easily hit your first deal in 3, 4, 5 months max. Campaign pricing, Jeffrey, husband and wife team, you would just run one campaign through, if you're husband and wife team, you would just run the campaign through one or the other in one of your websites. But if you want to talk more strategy on that, feel free to reach out to me. And speaking of that, so sometimes we like to take things offline. I know some of you might want to take a question offline. I might not be able to get to everyone's questions here all at once. If you've got questions, the best way to reach out to me is on Slack still or EXP Hub. Like I said, I just dropped in the link to send me a message. If you want to we can always schedule a call. So DD, if you want to chat through simplifying your life a little bit here, message me. That's the two things I'm always redundant on. Message me if you have any questions. Even after this, I'll continue to take questions here, but don't hesitate to message me on Slack or EXP Hub. And secondly, hold on to the handout and always share that. Dave, does a lead include a valid email address and phone number? So with online lead generation, unfortunately, we cannot guarantee good phone numbers and emails on every lead. That's part of online lead generation in a numbers game. Again, we're not doing referral generation here or any manual pre-screening. This is lead generation, getting leads into your funnel, having systems in place, manual, especially automated, to help you convert as many of those leads as possible. We cannot guarantee accurate information for every single lead, no. More questions coming in here. You mentioned about 15 leads a month at 250. Do they come in all at the same time or throughout the month? Throughout the month. So this is live advertising on Google and or Facebook, Meta, during the course of your campaign, not just something that we generate. We're not generating a bunch of leads and then throwing them out to agents all at once. That's an important note. If you sign up for a campaign, we are launching a new campaign, especially for you, and the ads within it point directly to you and your CRM, your Making It Rain dashboard. We are not generating leads on a master level and then divvying them out for multiple agents, throwing a bunch all at once. Like I think you might be referencing there some other lead generation sources that generate a bunch of leads, fling them out, they get repurposed back, and then they bulk them, send them over to another agent. That's not what we're doing here. If you sign up for a campaign, we're launching a new campaign in that instance just for you, and the ads within it are just for you, and the lead generation points directly back to your Making It Rain dashboard in your CRM. DD. Oh yeah, didn't you already grab a time on my calendar for next week? I apologize. I think we had DD, we had a meeting scheduled last week and you had to reschedule it, correct? And I still have that on my calendar for next week. You rescheduled it. I'm looking for any other questions in here. If I miss anyone's questions, please drop it in here. We're well over the hour here, so I appreciate everyone sticking around. Perfect. So that's where I'm going to leave it. What I always end with is, please remember two things. Hold on to my Slack and don't hesitate. And I'm going to copy and paste it into the chat box again here. Don't hesitate to message me on Slack if you have any questions you want to take offline. And secondly, hold on to the handout. If you want, any questions, you can always come back to that handout. It's got more information about Making It Rain, so copy that, paste it somewhere, bookmark it, do whatever you need to do to save that. So don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'll keep an eye. Is there any other questions here? Going once, going twice, 3 times. Tamara, what area are you in? That might just be something I need to work with the EXP listing team on. Okay, with that, I'm going to wrap here. Tomorrow, I'm going to message you on Slack and EXP Hub. Hopefully, you're on either one of those. Portland. Okay, I'm going to message you, email you if I have to, but I'll start with Slack and EXP Hub, and we'll get that figured out. I can help you find that listings. Perfect. So with that, thank you everyone for joining. I don't see any more questions here. Thanks for everyone for joining this quick overview of Making It Rain and looking at how to build that 6 month, some more strategy about building that 6 month pipeline. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me online after this. Please, Kevin Comisky, thank you so much for joining me here, learning more about Making It Rain. Happy home selling, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your week.